Hello, creative friends. Welcome back to my channel. Here is a layout share. I had intended to come back in November and share what I had made that month, but November is so busy for me. Multiple family birthdays, holidays, travel. So this will be this is going to be like a 2-month collection of things that I've made. So it might be a little bit longer. Fast forward if you see anything you don't want to watch. And then hopefully I will be able to come back. I've got it on my calendar to do it each month, which I think will be more manageable from a time standpoint. So here is my box of projects. I use one of those old Becky Higgins Project Life page protector boxes, and I put everything for that month in the box, and then hopefully after I film the video I'll know to file everything. So I'm going to start off with my memory journal. I am using this sort of as a Project Life type documenting for this year. Now I showed you a few spreads last time, but this is the one that I did for Simple Scrapper magazine. I think the challenge, if I remember correctly, was to use a pocket on your spread somewhere. And on this particular page, I had some doctor's appointments, and so I put some hidden journaling in here. And front and back, just kind of thoughts, feelings related to that. I used an older Simple Stories. No, I'm sorry. I used an older Pink Fresh Studio collection. This is some washi tape that I put on white paper to make it more opaque. And then one of my kids had a band concert. My other kid made crepes for us. Oh, and this was something that I designed and put in my Etsy shop for Valentine's Day last year. So this was back in February. So that is the only memory spread that I have for you. I'll put that aside. And actually, let me put all this aside because I think it will be easier and less distracting. Let me do this. There we go. And then I can move things off after I show them. Okay, so this was another page for Simple Scrapper. It was a digital template, and this year, in 2025, the design team was given a digital template every other month and to fill in and use, and then the community members can also get the access to the template. What I did with this one is I wanted to do something a little bit more than just the digital. So I found these little puffy stickers in my stash. They're all from different manufacturers, but they sort of represent the season. And I just talked about some of the family things we'd like to do each season. So that was cute. That'll go in my family album. This one is for Ellie Studio. I believe it was October. And this was just this will go in my October daily, but it's a fun page of us going to the farmer's market. May have been the last day. It ends in October. And I just loved the pretty colors of the apples. And then the collection had apple and leaves. And so it just all went together. The colors are perfect with the trees and the colors over here. So that is really fun. Love that. So again, that's October daily. This was another Ellie Studio layout. It actually goes like this in the album. It is an October daily spread, but it's from a couple years ago. So this was a homecoming dance. So you'll look at it this way, but I'll show it this way so it's easier to see on the screen. It's a homecoming dance with my daughter and her friends. It ends up being the 22nd day of the October daily that year. Just did some embellishing with the puffy stickers and the regular stickers that came. And then over here on the second page, just more pictures of them at dinner, documented what they were doing, put some stamping and more stickers. So I thought that was really cute. And this particular collection from Ellie Studio had a lot of purples and greens, which was my daughter's high school colors, so that worked out great. Super fun. This one I just finished. This one is Ellie Studio and will come out this December. There's a new film strip die that I used, and I love it because I was able to get a ton of photos on one page for a Christmas day. There was a die cut Merry Christmas in the collection. These are from the digital kit that subscribers get for free. And then I used 2 different December stamp sets from Ellie Studio to decorate little cluster areas. I did do a little bit of mixed media, some stenciling with some ink and a Vicki Boutin stencil, just to give some interest to my cluster areas. So I love this one. One of my favorites. Alrighty, now we're getting into, let's do this one first. This is my opening page for my December daily this year. This is the die cut from the December collection kit. More of those leaves or branches that I got from the December digital kit. These are also from the December digital kit from Ellie Studio. The digital is actually a tag with a tree cut out of the tag, but I resized the tags and then just used the negative space of the trees to make a kind of tree farm on my front page. Put a little bit of Nuvo drops to make kind of like some holly berries. I like how that came out. So then this is page 1. Oops, I'm missing. Here we go. Page 1 and page 2. Let me move this off. It's getting a little bit cluttered in what you can see. So page day 1, day 2, or story 1, story 2. At my in-laws' house, they always do kind of a family selfie when we go to visit for Thanksgiving, and it's kind of the start of the season for us. And then they also do sort of a mini Christmas, and these are the only grandkids. My kids are the only grandkids, so they get very spoiled and they're opening up their gifts. I used Ellie Studio, the Joy paper stack, as well as tags from the Christmas December documented collection. The puffy numbers are from the Document December collection as well. And twine from my stash. Then another page I did was day 3. I'm using the exact same collection from Ellie Studio with the die cuts, the puffy numbers. This time I did a new advent for my kids, and I made these bags. I got these little burlap bags off Amazon. I made a cut file with numbers and some little holly berries for decoration. And since my kids are getting older, you know, they used to love the Lego advent calendars, but now I thought I would try this. So basically they get a tiny piece of candy for a few days, maybe something different, and then they get a gift card, like $10 to Starbucks or something, and then tiny little pieces of candy for a few days, and then, you know, a fast food gift card or something. I thought for teenagers, we're trying that out this year and see if they like that. And then I did this flap. So it kind of is some of the pieces of candy and the gift cards that I had thrown in there, a little chapstick, some gum. And so those were some of the things that they'll find in there. This was fun. I mean, it is just a flip over or flip flap, but because it was on this side of the page protector where the holes are, there's not an opening. And so for the first time, I took like an X-Acto knife and made a cut there so I could get this in and it would flip over. So that was the first time I did that, and it worked out good. So I like that. Okay, now let's see what we've got here. Here's another Ellie Studio. This is from the December release. And it is it's a pocket page for an older December month. I have to look up I don't have a year on it because it'll be in a yearly album, but I forgot what year. But obviously these kids are teenagers now, so it's older. But rather than going with the traditional like red and greens, I pulled out the blues and the teals, because my kids were actually wearing blue and teal, and then the orange kind of popped off the blue. So I liked that, and then did a little title card. So we did that. Alrighty, here is a October daily spread for Simple Scrapper. This was a sketch. We were encouraged to go through the archives and pick any sketch we wanted. I was doing October daily at the time, and so I found this sketch with the banners, cut some of my photos into banners, cut this Simple Stories collection paper. Super, super cute. I'm trying to think if I'm not sure which one this was. I have so many of the Simple Stories fall collections because I love them. But I did a little bit of stitching on the top of each of the banners. And then I did a little stamping for this is Ali Edwards, the circles are Ali Edwards stamps. And then this was a scrapbook.com alphabet stamp. So I love that. That will go in last year's October daily. I don't always scrap those October daily and December dailies on time. And so it's actually nice when I get a fun collection, I can go back and fill in my holes. Here's another October daily page. It's a homecoming dance again, but a different year. I love this 49 & Market spice collection. The pinks and the teals, that is my go-to color scheme. And so to have that in fall, I love it. This was a new alpha die that I had gotten recently from the Ton Stamps. I love that. I love the kind of thin but tall alpha. This is one of my favorites. I love this page. So again, another October daily, and this was for Simple Scrapper using a 49 & Market collection. This was for November's Ellie Studio. I was using this new scallop die, and I made some 3x4 pocket cards, and I'm documenting my birthday, which is in November, but this was a couple years back. My friends had taken me out for coffee and pedicures. We went to a really fancy coffee shop where we got this lovely like mocha with tons of whipped cream. Just did a little title card using the coffee puffy stickers and the Benjamin stamp and die for that. So that was super fun. Oh, back in 2014. So that was fun to go back and actually get that documented and get that finished. And this one is also the November release from Ellie Studio. I pulled out a lot of the browns and kind of copper color and greens to do a Thanksgiving Day spread. Again, this is from 2014, so I've obviously got a few holes in that year. Love this little Thanksgiving kind of filler card. Kind of put that together myself. This I cut out of a different card. The Happy Thanksgiving was part of the die cuts, and then a stamp set, plus then puffy hearts. But I love how that came together. And I love this one too over here that I did, using a couple tags and just making a filler card with that. So I love the colors of Thanksgiving that are traditional to Thanksgiving, and we always travel that time. So that was fun. Alrighty, this one, I used Vicki Bouton's, cut and paste. I did her, we're going to see in a few bit, I did her weekend class with her cut and paste collection. This was not part of the class. I actually saved a printout so I could give credit. It's to Janessa Franco for paper issues, and that was my inspiration. She used the blue paper where I pulled out the orange pink paper. My daughter had sent me a picture of a party she went to the first week of college, sponsored by the school, so it was all, you know, kosher and, you know, safe and whatnot. But they called it a glow stick party, and she has glow sticks. And so these are Vicki Boutin flowers from a different release, much older. But I wanted to have some big, bold flowers in the orange color scheme, and then I put some of the cut and paste stickers to make the cluster larger. Gold stickers for embellishing, because there's some gold foil on the paper. I love how this came out. I put one of those border strips down at the bottom, did some pink mixed media in here. Not my usual style, and I love it. It's fantastic. I'm super happy with that. So this, I don't know if all of these will be, but I did do the cut and paste weekend with Vicki Boutin. It was really hard to come by that collection, and I really liked it. So I did her weekend event. I think I showed one or two layouts in the last video I did, but I ended up finishing a lot of the layouts, and these are what I did. Most of these are directly from the class. This one I went out on my own. So this is a double page, but let me show you one at a time. This one I sort of changed up a little bit because I wanted one big photo on it. And then I wanted to make it a double page, so I needed to have it look cohesive together. And the layout of the pictures is different, but the title is the same. And so what I ended up doing, she had circles cut out and put here, but I wanted to do the squares, and so I used the other piece of paper with the squares, and I put some down here so the two would tie together. And this is my daughter's 4th grade recorder concert. Isn't that super fun? So I like that. I think it's busy, but I think it's really fun. Here is another double page. This one I did exactly like the class. So that's the double page. Let me see if I can pull you up a little bit. Sorry for my hands in the way. Yeah, then you can see a little bit more of the double page there. This I did exactly like the class, and just found pictures that fit. So I did my son's preschool graduation. I thought this spread just looked really fun and kid-like and the books. So I hadn't documented his preschool graduation before. And keep in mind, he is now a teenager driving. So it is fun to go back and have things to scrapbook, but I love this. This is so pretty. It's totally things I would never have done. The mixed media, I love to layer, but I like taking classes because they teach me how to layer in different ways. Like I never would have put a drink glass inside a circle with a dog on the side, but it's super fun. Love it. Alrighty, here's another one. Double page that I did exactly like the class. You won't find these on my Instagram page because I feel like I didn't design them, I just copied them. But I still think they're super fun to look at. So this one, this was back when we were doing mom and baby play dates. I had a mom group where our kids were super little, like this girl's in college now, so it's super old pictures, but again, I hadn't documented them because I was busy back then with little kids. But again, mixed media that I wouldn't have done, and then we layered some mixed media with a script stencil, and then cut out these scallops. I mean, just really fun stuff that I learned how to do, or kind of brought to my attention that we could do. Love it. So that was super fun. Again, this is all cut and paste. This one, I went on my own for this one. These are just baby pictures that I just love of my two kids together when they were super, super little. And I believe in the class she had this striped paper mixed with a different bolder paper, and I wanted it to be a little bit more neutral. So I pulled out the blue, light blue in my son's pictures. did mixed media similar to what she did. I may have used a different stencil than what she had done in her class. And I believe the cluster is very similar. But the Oh My Heart, I believe, was the title from the class. And that kind of reminded me of some baby pictures that I could cluster together and show their relationship when they were little. This one is exactly like class. It had the wreath, and then we kind of embellished things on the wreath. Also, this collection just reminded me of kids and fun and playful because of the cut and paste type imagery. And so I hadn't scrapped these pictures of me and my daughter when she was super little. So that's a fun one. I like that. And we're almost done. Here's another double page spread. This one is actually recent. A friend from the Netherlands came to visit. She stayed with another friend, and we took her, so I'm in the Seattle area, but we took her to Forks, Washington, which is a few-hour drive away from us, but that is where the Twilight series books are based. The movies were not filmed in Forks, but the books are based on the town of Forks. And so we went to go visit, and we saw the treaty line, if you're familiar with the story of the vampires and the werewolves having the line that they can't cross. And I actually thought of this double page spread from the class because of this deer. We stayed at a Airbnb, and there were deer on the front lawn. See if I can. And so that is how I came up with, hey, this double page will look great for that travel day. Went to the Twilight Museum, saw some of the clothes from the movie, did some other sightseeing adventures. Loved the class. Again, we do more mixed media. Love it. So that was really fun. And that's a more recent one. Is this our last? We got two more. This one is similar to the class. I think I did a little bit different washi borders to go with the colors of my picture. I believe the clusters are very similar. Did a little bit of journaling on the side. This layout reminded me of when my kids went to art camp when school was on break because of the scissors and the glue, and so I documented the old pictures there. 2013. I got a lot of catching up to do. And lastly, this is very similar to the class, but I did embellish a little bit differently. My son's first day of preschool. So this is super old. And but the cluster is exactly like the class. I added my journaling in the center, and then I think my embellishing was a little bit different. So that is what I did in November and December. I think I was pretty prolific. A lot of design team obligations, but you know what? I love it because it actually gets me moving. Sometimes if I don't have a deadline, I will just sit around and think, oh, I'll do it later, I'll get around to it, and then I don't. So this was fun. I love it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about how any of these came together or any of the supplies, leave me a comment below. I would love if you would like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye now.